All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Yesterday, we did another KO Perico heist and started doing another Dr. Dre heist for the first time in ages. We're about, I'd say, probably like halfway through the Dr. Dre heist. We've done the first two setups, but since I played this before, I know there's more missions after the third setup. There's like one more that has an unskippable cutscene, and then there's the finale, which is also its own thing. So,
you know, even though it's a little scary and shit, that girl definitely got something.
But yeah, today we're going to be finishing that. Today we're going to be finishing what we started, and then we're going to be doing another KO Perico because the cooldown is over. Let's see, do I need to stock up on anything?
Yup, gotta load up before you head out.
Gotta load up before you head out.
Keep your eyes open.
I'm just going to deposit my money. I know it's not really like, it doesn't really matter if you deposit your money, but I like using it as a way to just see how much I've been making. It's especially useful, I find, when I'm helping other people like do sell missions and stuff. That way I can keep track of how much I'm making. But yeah, we did the South Central leak, the High Society leak, and now we're doing the Nightlife leak, which is an okay finale mission for this setup, but the yacht is always annoying to deal with. Actually, you know what? This will be the first time I've done this setup in a while while having the Oppressor Mark II unlocked. I haven't done it with the Oppressor Mark II unlocked since I was on Xbox, and I haven't had a chance to do the Oppressor Mark II stuff on PS5 yet, so I think we're going to give that a try. Hey. So yeah, we need to do the nightclub thing first. Let's see. So yeah, we go here, do this mission. Will probably be an axe murder because that's always fun. At least in GTA. But, well, it's also fun in Mountain Blade Warband. I've been playing with axes a lot in there. Where, in Mountain Blade, for those of you who don't know, you attack based on the direction your mouse or your camera is moving. And I like axes because you don't stab with them, you always swing with them. So when you use swords, sometimes I accidentally stab when I mean to like swing. And so with axes, you can't stab, you have to swing. So that's why I like using axes in Mountain Blade Warband. So let's see, we're going here. I think we exit the nightclub over here, so I'm parking my oppressor here. Because once we leave, they are going to appear out of nowhere. I'm going to spawn some BST, get my axe ready, and hope that I don't auto pick up a gun. Because that's always annoying. Yeah! I don't technically need to deal with these guys, but you know what? I can't even go to that last guy because otherwise it'll take too long for me to get over here. Go, go, go. I don't have a lot of time. The bloodlust waits for no one. But yeah, I don't really see many people actually using the stone hatchet ability. I feel like a lot of people just unlock it and then forget about it. But it's fun. It counters a lot of the stupid high damage, fast firing NPCs Rockstar sometimes adds. Is there someone here? I don't think so. Okay. I'm just going to reload before I leave, just in case, but our oppressor should still be right here. Get on the oppressor! Yeah, this mission is much more annoying if you don't have a Mark II. Because when you try to, like, get in a helicopter, it's so hard to get away. I always have to either deal with one of the cars before I get in, or they just kill me at least one time. But with the oppressor, we can just hop on and boost away. Just an example of why the oppressor is great for all these setups. But yeah, if you don't know how to use the Oppressor Mark II with the yacht, I'll show you. Hopefully it still works. I don't think it's really intentional the way this works, but we'll see. It's not like, I don't think it's like a glitch per se. It's more of a, I don't know. If you're good, you can sort of get around one of the limitations of the mission with this. I am definitely going to get some armor, because the guards on this mission can be annoying. And if you die on the yacht, then you spawn on a jet ski and have to drive back to the yacht, which is very annoying.
Stay strapped.
The good news is once this is done, that's pretty much all the hard stuff done. The final mission of this setup and the last two missions are pretty easy. They just take a bit of time. Now, a security contract. All right. And for the finale, I think I can take my vigilante, right? I know you can in the heist finale. I don't think you can take the Mark II in any of the missions. Yeah, we get it. We gotta go down to the dock, hop into a boat to find the GPS, and then we good.
Okay, when you find the Toro, start it up. Get the onboard GPS working, and if we're lucky, it'll have a recent destination or waypoint or something.
You didn't even notice. I don't know how safe it is to use the rockets at this point, but I don't want to risk it. Alright, let's try not to park our oppressor in the water. Hop in. We should just need to sit down and I think we'll be fine. Okay, we have to sit here for a little bit.
Alright, look, don't tell me. He got a fucking super yacht offshore.
Alright, there we go.
You see them dudes coming on shore in Toros all the fucking time.
Get out there and take a look around it. Maybe we'll find a clue.
And look, watch out for security.
Where's the
There's
yacht
always
spawning?
security.
Yep, and this is why the Mark II is good, because otherwise you need to drive the boat all the way around the airport and out here. And a helicopter isn't that great because of the yacht's air defenses. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recharge my boost here. And I'm going to save it for once we get closer to the yacht, because the air defenses don't actually turn on until you get close. And when you get close, you have a certain window, so it's possible to land on the back of the yacht before the anti-aircraft stuff activates and kills you, so that's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to try to go around the back before I enter this circle here, so that way I can boost straight into the back of the yacht. I'm going to also get close to the water because I think we go a bit faster. And thanks to us being on an compressor instead of a boat, it is very fast. Alright, that'll do. Quickly, quickly.
The yacht is now protected from aerial attacks.
There we go, what'd I tell you? These guys are also deaf, so... No way we didn't alert the other guys, yeah. Just get in. Disable the air defenses first and foremost. Because once we deactivate these, we can escape on the oppressor, and we don't need to worry about the helicopters as much.
Christ, eh?
You know what? I wonder if these helicopters have guns. I don't remember.
I nearly crapped myself.
If they just have people shooting out the sides, then I might be able to just kill the shooters, and then the pilots will be left. Hey, Holiday Punch. I worry about the helicopters. Yeah, the helicopters can be annoying. But thankfully, if you die after you get the proof of where the event is, then I think you just spawn away on the jet ski and you can mostly just run away.
Okay, we're looking for anything that'll help us work out where he's holding the party.
Be careful of the guys with shotguns in here because they hurt. I always check up here first. Yeah, because as you can see right now, it spawns right here. And just watch out for the guy that spawns with an auto shotgun near the front door here. Stupid. Okay, do these have guns?
Hey, don't you have a penthouse there?
Okay, yeah, they have guns, so I can't just shoot the gunners. I'm just going to kill one of them. Ah.
Yeah.
Come on.
How about we compare notes later and
And yeah, there we go. That is why you bring the oppressor on this mission. You can just land straight on the yacht and then it's super fast to leave. Helicopter is going to land too slowly, so you're going to get blown up and then not have the helicopter. I think it spawns like a helicopter that you can take afterwards, but then you have to deal with the enemy helicopters as you're trying to take off, and it's just more annoying. So oppressor, best vehicle to use on that setup. But yeah, we did it. Now it's time for the final setup mission, and then the mission before the finale, and then the finale. And I don't know for sure if I can take my vigilante in all the missions, but I think I should be able to. It counts just as a regular car. Well, you know what? Since we're flying by, I'll send out my bounty guys. Oh, the other thing is I forgot to resupply my bunker yesterday, so...
Sure.
Sure.
But you know what? Since I have the master control terminal and my terabyte, I don't have to fly all the way up to my bunker. I did say how I wanted a fully maxed out terabyte. This is why. Well, part of the reason why. Some of the other abilities of the terabyte are cool too. But I haven't even gotten a mobile operation center yet. I just don't really see the point. And hey, you know what? We can return our Oppressor Mark II while we're here. Yes, I know I can start the OG heists. I wish he would stop calling me about it. Yes, I know. Planning a room in my apartment. Yeah, see? I'm still doing research in my bunker, so... I'm not fast-tracking any of them because I don't really care too much about getting all this tech as soon as possible. I've got all the ammo types, as you can see. That's the main thing I wanted. And I also got the ballistic equipment, which was the other thing I really wanted. The rest of this stuff is mainly just extra attachments for the guns, and then, you know, paint jobs and stuff, and attachments for vehicles. So resupply. Wait, what? We didn't run out? Huh. You know what? I must have resupplied before I left the session before yesterday's stream. I thought we used more than that, but hey, that means we didn't waste our time. Yay! Yeah, the only thing I didn't change about my terabyte is the suspension, because I think having a high suspension is actually pretty good in the terabyte. You can mostly, let's see, some cars you can just straight up run over with the higher suspension. Hey WB, welcome to the stream on YouTube. Yeah, this is GTA Online. We're finishing up the Dr. Dre heist. We got one more setup, and then we're on to the final 2 missions. Oh, you know what? I need to call my vigilante, just in case we can use that. I'm not going to use it too much in this last setup mission, but in the follow-up to in the areas going up to the finale and possibly the finale itself, I will definitely use it. Where am I from? I'm from Iowa, USA. Let's get our mechanic on the phone. We just need to call it in. Okay, I did put in my facility. Especially now that I don't have as many armored vehicles. I'm trying to keep all my weaponized stuff in my facility. At least in, you know, unless I'm grinding or something. Or it's the Mark II, because the Mark II always goes in the terabyte. Because if it's in the terabyte, you can request it from anywhere. Not the security contracts. And after this, it's just going to be some yellow dots on the floor. So we won't even need to use our computer after this. Where do I think you're from? I mean, all I got to go on is WB, so... I mean, I could just throw a dart at a map and probably have just as accurate of a guess. And yeah, my vigilante does spawn in here. I think the only missions it won't spawn in is maybe the latest ones.
I'm on my way to Dre's place right now. I'll be looking at mine.
Good. I have the promoter in the penthouse at the diamond as of right now. Got all the schematics and building plans ready to roll.
Alright, that's cool. And this dude right here still got copies of Dre's phone, right?
It's even switched on again, which means I can track it. Guess he's doing the big reveal.
Alright, shit.
I haven't had a lot of practice with the vigilante recently, but this will be good practice. Coming through. I was like I was using the ramp boogie there.
Jeez, this promoter guy is annoying AF. His Twitter feed is just non-stop hype for himself. There's like 10 emojis for every word.
Oh boy.
Ronnie, I don't understand half the shit you text me either.
Yeah, okay.
I'm from Russia and I speak bad English. I wouldn't have guessed. You seem to be speaking pretty well so far.
Garage is open. Head inside and park up.
I'm not going to bring my car in because I don't think you can take it when you leave. If you bring it into the garage, you can just walk in.
There's an elevator in there that'll take you right up to the penthouse floor.
Oh, almost forgot. I gotta mute this part because of the music. So you just gotta listen to my voice for the next few minutes. It turns off when we grab the laptop. Yeah, this part always gets cleaned. You used to be able to walk faster in here if you were in first person, but I think they patched it because I walk super slow now. Almost there.
What are you doing?
There we go.
You stands are crazy.
Alright, and in this mission, fun fact, you can basically ignore everything Franklin says. You're not really in a rush to kill everyone. The guy you're chasing will kindly just wait for you. So yeah, here you don't have to rush when Franklin says you have to rush. In this area, you don't have to worry about getting stuck in a shootout, even though Franklin doesn't want you to. And when you get in the club, it's going to instantly turn into a panic. Despite Franklin says that we need to stay cool. I'll go at my own pace.
Come on! Why aren't they dead yet?
There we go. There's also a guy that spawns in automatically here when you move up, so I like to place a proximity mine there so that he instantly dies. But yeah, watch this.
Elevator's going down. Let's head to the nightclub. You know, the music locker.
He's killed me before because I've been distracted by the elevator, but not anymore.
Last thing we want is a fucking panic. Just get this shit done.
Yeah, don't start a panic even though the only people in here are guards. I'll take cover to regen health faster. What you think, the Russia? Goodbye, I won't sleep. Oh yeah, it's probably really early there. Well, thanks for stopping by though, I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Fine, I'll go downstairs. I just need to regen my health. You know what? I'll just eat snacks. Snacks are free.
Withdraw! Stop live streaming this and save me!
Oh my goodness. I didn't see where I was. Oh, I didn't mean to kill him. I was going to gas him, but...
Get out of there. Okay, options. Go back via the elevator to the garage, or just walk right through the main gate. Up to you.
Ah, well, it's fine.
Finish line right there. Let's move.
I'll just go through the garage because it's faster. But yeah, I don't think if you bring a vehicle, I don't think it spawns in here.
Semper Fi, motherfucker! I'm reloading! Hit the dirt!
Aww. You don't even really need to deal with those guys if you don't want to. They aren't really a problem. But they are the last enemies, so... And then we just beeline back to the agency. I think the vigilante bit will be in GTA 6. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to just bring everything back. Especially for launch. Like, I doubt there will be nearly as much stuff in GTA 6 Online as GTA 5. I mean, it would be kind of cool if you could transfer all your stuff over. But then they wouldn't be able to address all the futuristic tech people hate. I don't really mind it, personally, because there's crew only and invite only lobbies and stuff, but depending on how different they want GTA 6 Online to be, they might have to address it. We'll see. Maybe if they could let us transfer some stuff. You know what? It would be cool if they did it sort of like how the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest did it. If you guys don't know, when the Crew Motorfest came out, you could transfer all the cars you unlocked in the Crew 2 as long as the cars were in the Crew Motorfest. And if a car was added later, then you would automatically unlock it when it got released. So they could do something like that. That way they could, you know, let you transfer over like your cars, your regular cars and stuff. But at the same time, they could keep the Oppressor Mark II out of it if they just don't add it to GTA 6. Also, obviously, you don't even need to touch Dre's car. If you bring it, it's actually a liability, but... This is why we bring the Vigilante. Makes quick work of the hired guns. These security guards might actually survive. See, normally that would take a bit longer, but since I had the Vigilante, they just all died instantly. And we saved the guards.
What the fuck are you waiting for? Start shooting, motherfucker.
I don't know who he's talking to be honest, because he can't see us, right? So maybe he's egging on the gunman. I want to try and stop the guys that come from behind early. Pause. Oh boy, you're right there. You did not notice me at all? Okay. Yeah. Might have been easier to get those guys off if I just placed proximity mines or something, but hate these guys that spawn right in this little corridor. They give you like 2 inches of space to work with. Nice. I'll be honest, that's the first time in a while I've done that first try. Usually I die once because of the stupid guys that shoot you at point blank range with shotguns, but oh well. I'm gonna have to mute
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
the audio again for the last part of this
Don't
cutscene.
worry. These guys ain't getting back up.
And yeah, this is unskippable, so
You know what?
we're
I
going to
gotta
be
thank
here
you
for a
coming
minute.
through.
Okay, I get it. Can we go now?
Yeah, calm down. Listen, I don't care how many shooters he sends. Johnny Guns will never run me out of my own fucking studio.
I mean, it's a cool
West
little
Coast Records,
cutscene. I
Johnny
like it.
Guns?
I don't
thought he
think
was
it's as
dead.
annoying as some
about
people
to.
say, but
Trey, did you see what just happened? Let's get the fuck out of here.
Nah. Let's call.
I mean,
people,
honestly,
come
I've
play
like
girls,
taken bathroom breaks
themselves,
during this
train,
cutscene and
chill
come
out.
back
You,
before it
you stick around.
before it
Show
finishes.
Johnny Guns
So
that we don't back down for no fucking body.
it is long. It is unskippable. I get why people don't like it. And mute the music, but yeah. Gonna turn down my speaker a bit more in case it comes through the mic. Also, you know for a fact that it's just that animation is just the clock spinning. I mean, that animation on the clock implies that, you know, time's going by quickly and that time has passed, but you know that it's just the clock moving, and then in the background, the game is just loading the next animations or whatever. Well, at least you guys can see the subtitles. I mean, there are worse cutscenes to be unskippable, but it's fine. I've done this heist many times. Like, there was a time where I got tired of KO Perico on PC, and I just grinded this, to be honest. There's a lot different, a lot more variation in gameplay in the Dre heist than KO Perico, so even though it takes a lot longer to grind, you gotta switch things up every now and then, you know? You swap between this, KO Perico, and maybe a Diamond Casino heist if you get someone else to do the finale with. And then you've got a pretty wide variety of stuff to do. At least if you're just grinding heists. That's not touching the businesses either. Also, these don't have subtitles. That's kind of weird. I wonder if the reason this doesn't have subtitles and the reason the music plays, despite me having the music set to 0, is because it's coded in as like a sound effect or something. Because now there's subtitles, but not when they were singing. And I wonder if in the contract they had with to do this with Dr. Dre, if they had something in there where they need to play the music. That's the only reason I can think why the game would ignore your settings for these specific instances. Okay. And now we just have the finale. And oddly enough, the finale I don't think has any unskippable music. Like, there's that last part where you drive away with Dr. Dre, but I'm pretty sure that's like the one time where it doesn't play the music. I had to do it. Oh, the boost on this thing is so fun. But yeah, the vigilante's so good in those missions. I'm not entirely sure how it will be in this last mission. I know when you take the armored crewma, it teleports you away once you get to the certain spot, but I'm not sure if it does it just for that or what. Like, it just despawns it, I think. So it makes it kind of useless for the last mission. Maybe we can try to get out of the car early and see if that prevents it from despawning.
Okay, look, I'm heading over to see Dre.
But I'm not entirely sure if it despawns all cars anyway, so.
So I've got a rough area based on a couple cell towers, but I can't be more precise than that. Here's the GPS for the closest tower. You'll need to track it down from there.
Alright, shit, good enough. Get out here.
If only we knew where Johnny Guns was hiding. Man, I remember when this thing was like technically the fastest car in the game. Now I think HSW cars blow it out of the water.
Okay, the signal just picked up.
I think it was only technically faster because of the boost though. Alright, let's get out here. Maybe if I'm not in the car, it doesn't teleport. Hello.
They're here. Take them motherfuckers out and let's go.
Alright, is my car despawned or... No, it's still here. Okay. I wonder if I can make my way back over.
Damn, alright. Sounds like you got some shit to deal with. Imani, can you track Johnny's position while our friend concentrate on not getting shot?
On it.
Well, this will be pretty easy then. Please don't use the stupid machine gun though. Maybe I should, at least a little bit. Just so I have rockets for the cars. Also, boosting's pretty fun. Oh, this is one of the bad machine guns. Finally! 10,000 years later. Yeah. Oh. That was a pretty sick rocket, and I almost died because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, shoot at an angle that doesn't blow yourself up. You know what? Let me see. That's fun. I don't want to risk blowing myself up there. Thankfully, they always go to that spot regardless of where I am.
Okay, FYI, Johnny is making some serious calls. Private pilot, private kill squad.
I guess the guy on the roof doesn't matter.
This motherfucker ain't gonna fly away from shit. Hey, get down to the airport.
There we go. And now I don't think there's any other cars we need to defeat. Now, I don't know if you can still climb over the plane to get to Johnny. And I don't really remember how to do it anyway. So we might just go through the finale normally. But we'll see. I'll give it a try, and if I remember, then I remember.
Looks like Johnny's pulled up. You're coming up on him now.
Hey, this is it. I'm tired of chasing this motherfucker. Hey, get in here.
Just boosting the spot it makes me stop at. You know, these guys, and then you can get infinite health from buying soda here. So if you ever get low, just buy some soda.
Incoming! Take him down!
Hey, it sounds like some heavy shit. One way or another, this ending right here.
It's my fucking town, so how much you paying?
I like how it's scripted to just shoot the tank there. No reason to shoot it, but let's see. You climb on this? Or no, you go this way, I think. Oh, do you? Oh yeah, you go to the end of the plane and then you jump up here. And then voila, you're on this side. And you can get the Johnny Guns without dealing with half the guys. I'm going to snipe him from down here
Real smart, 'cause you found me.
so he doesn't
Huh?
kill me with his shotgun. There you go.
Hey, is that it? 'Cause I don't hear nothing. But if that motherfucker's still alive, go
Now all we need to do is just get up to him. And then half of his guys are still alive when we finish. All those guys are still alive, but
Dre,
it doesn't matter because we got Johnny.
Hold up, man. You took something that belongs to me.
that's some bullshit. Got mad respect for you.
Respect.
That was a lot easier than I remember it
Come
being.
on, man, you know me.
I remember it being harder to get the Johnny early.
I had to hustle hard to get that thing, man. I was just trying to get paid. Listen,
And I just sort of fumbled my way through there. I just knew it was sort of possible. I didn't even remember the whole
You
strat.
just tried to kill me. But you know what? Let's forget about that for a minute. The tracks in my phone, that shit leaked, my nigga. The shit is out there. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle. Johnny, you think I'm a fucking dummy or something?
Keep it real?
Fuck you.
Fuck you too then.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Take your ass back to the
Again, another
This
unskippable
is
cutscene, but
streets.
that's
Stay
fine.
out your element, man.
It's funny that you should say that because, I got my clubs right here. And by the way, I like the 9-9. That's my favorite. Never fails me, you know?
And we get to drive the supercar.
So sweet, so nice.
And I don't actually think I get to drive the supercar unless you're by yourself or with a full 4
And I tell you what, man.
people team, and you're not like the leader.
Motherfucker!
If there's like 2 or 3 people in the mission in total, then they always put you in the SUV.
Turns out.
If it's 4 people, then the team leader goes in the SUV
Ride home.
along with 2 other guys, and then the 4th player goes in the supercar.
Hey, listen. I feel like we've been through a lot together, yeah? But this shit right here.
Watch, it's not going to play the music.
Perspective for me. Jimmy was right. I've got to stop holding on too tight. I've got to start putting some of these demos out that I've been working on for so many years. You have no idea how much shit I've got. But you want to hear something? Okay. This is a world premiere. Right here. Right now.
Yeah, that's great music, Dre. The one time in this this heist actually respects my audio settings. Also, hey Fess, how's it going? While the graphics isn't really GTA 5, yes. GTA 5 does still look really good.
Hey man, you know what? Let's get the fuck out.
This is performance mode on PS5. Technically PS5 Pro, but there isn't a Pro enhancement, so. Only difference, I guess, would be maybe a slight frame rate difference because it's 60 FPS. Maybe it drops in some places. I don't know. I haven't analyzed.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Because I haven't analyzed this on multiple platforms, so. Also, I like how they had to get Dr. Dre to say all this, like, angry stuff. Because, for when your character runs into stuff when you're driving with them.
What the fuck did you just do?
It's like he's so angry instantly. I'm playing GTA on the Series S, and then on the Xbox One version. Oh, okay. So you're not even playing the Series S version. You're playing like the Xbox One version on Xbox One and on Series S.
All right then, take it easy.
Stop on his car a bit. He's like, wait, is that guy beating up my car? But yeah, I like this version. I mainly like the 60 FPS and performance mode. My cat's right here, that's why I'm leaning over here. But yeah, hey, I think I predicted that exactly right. We're almost an hour in, and that's exactly what I predicted it would be. Yes, I am from the USA. And now, I think if we do a Cayo Perico, we'll be It'll take us close to an hour. Maybe a little over because I don't do all the optimal stuff exactly, but let me see if I remember my menu buttons. Belarus? Yeah, I've heard of Belarus. It's sort of near Russia and Poland, right? Hey Rambeer, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Alright, that's enough of the vigilante for today. Now we go back to the Sparrow and the Mark II for Cayo Perico. Doing good. We're just getting more money on the PS5 version here. Trying to level up my penthouse and my businesses. Actually, that's a good thing. A good question here. Let me see how close I am to maxing out the penthouse. If I go on a casino, penthouse. Still 3 mil? Jeez. Well, that's with the garage. If I don't want the garage, which to be honest, I don't really need the garage. That's more reasonable. 2.3 mil. I've sort of been chipping away at it, so. But yeah, if we get, well, we will get at least $1 million from Cayo Perico, but after this we should be able to get everything in there except for the garage, which I don't know if I'll really want to get. I've got plenty of garage space now, so I might start going for the scrapyard after this. And scrapyard, if I want all the upgrades and stuff, which I do eventually, that's like over 5 mil. And then after I get the scrapyard with its upgrades, I want a good supercar. Like, I'll go on YouTube probably to see what the best supercar is these days. Upgrade that. Then I want a good tuner's car and a good Amani Tech car. So we'll start going for the cars then. I just like to launch a missile at the car that spawns next to the plane. Because why not? I spent money on the missiles, so might as well use them. I wish it would show you, like, or delay, like, the camera a little bit so you could see the explosion. See how much damage you did, rather than it going static immediately. Yeah, that's not realistic, but it would still be cool. And since there's a minute-long cooldown anyway, you know, might as well show me something. But yeah, I think... Yeah, there's just one guy left after that missile. Boop. Yeah, see, look at all this. It killed everyone. I would have absolutely loved to see what that looked like. We'll return my Sparrow so it's not in the way when we take off. Yeah, I thought so.
The plane is where I said it would be, yes? Good. I have sent you coordinates. It is a long journey south, but you are familiar by now, yes? There will be blows on the plane.
I know Belarus is a thing because of A, YouTube video I watched a long time ago, and B, because it's a territory in Napoleon Total War. But of course then it's part of the Russian Empire, so it's not its own country in that game. We are smoking. I think the missile did damage the plane a bit, but if you know Cayo Perico, you know this plane is very durable. I have had it, like, get destroyed on me, but that wasn't really in this situation. Usually it has a higher chance of breaking if the rotor in the front gets like stuck on something. But I think it takes like quite a few homing missiles to actually kill this plane, specifically going to Cayo Perico. If you own this as a regular plane, then I don't think it has any armor, but let's see. I should probably change the stream title to Cayo Perico. I'm just flying with one hand on my controller here. I can actually change the title when we're in the cutscene. But for now, I'm just bringing up the page. Oh boy, Echo. But yeah, we're just sort of vibing, grinding heists and stuff. Nothing too fancy. I also haven't really invested too much in the businesses. Well, I mean, I have, but I don't have any of the MC businesses or anything. And I don't really want them. And in terms of the bunker, I'm still researching stuff. Arcade is the arcade. And the nightclub is really the only business that I have actively earning money, so sometimes I interact with that a little bit, but it's not really a huge thing. And then I have the bail enforcement officers that I just send out every now and then. Oh, speaking of which, just came back. All right, there's the title on YouTube.
Paren, esperen ahí. Why can't you assholes be on time for
And
once,
Twitch.
eh? Arms out, let's go. Okay, wait over there. They will bring it soon. Go on.
Imagine how happy this guy would be if one of the smugglers was actually on time for once.
Just because you are disguised as smuggler does not give you free access. As soon as you leave your strip, be careful. If guards see you in the wrong place and get a proper look at you...
Ooh, we got a pile of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and grass.
Aha, marijuana. Easy to sell. I will mark a location
I think we might still need a pile of cash to completely fill up our bag, maybe. It could just be one sack of, one pile of Coca-Cola and one of grass, but I'm not entirely sure. I think something's gotta spawn up here, though. I did not park in a great spot, but I can see the pile already. So that's cool. That means we can basically... I can't really see the other ones, but you know what? That's all we really need. That means we don't need to go to any other spot. Changing my appearance because... A, you can change out of the smuggler outfit in the scope out mission. And B, I hate the yellow/pink tint or whatever that those glasses give you. I'm just looking for a guard uniform. Ooh, we do have a guard uniform. Well, I might do this in a different way then. That's just cash. I don't need to mark that, but whatever. Since we have a guard uniform, I can pretty much just skip the drainage tunnel if I want. For those of you who don't know, getting a guard uniform is very OP. Like, guard uniforms basically just let you go anywhere. Cavill might say, oh, it's not that good. You just can't... They'll be able to see you regardless or whatever. It's actually really good because you can just run in front of guards and they won't suspect a thing, you know? So you can go pretty much anywhere and pretty much do anything as long as you have a guard uniform. Speaking of uniforms, if you're worried about falling off your bike by running into a bush, it helps to have a racing suit. So you can buy these from the store. You might have seen them in like races and stuff. And they actually work. They actually function as racing suits. So if you fall off your bike and stuff, you'll take a lot less damage. And that works for KO Perico. That works for if you're doing the time trial and you fall off your bike. I don't think it necessarily works if you just jump off a building or something, but if you fall off your bike, it does a really good job of not killing you. So you can put on a racing suit like this if you want to be a little safe. Ooh, we do have the stashes. I'm going to mark this one. I try to do these if they're not too annoying because it's a free 50k, so. There's a guard next to the building, so that means the signal box is high up. On the first floor, or second, I guess, so go to the next one. Just squeeze through there. Not on the third floor, so it must be at the very top. And then once I do the signal box, I just parachute off to the nearest box. Yeah. You don't need to spend like a lot of time here. It's very generous with how much time it gives you. I'm not putting that much brain power into it. Just do what I think will happen, and then if you fail, it just lets you do it again. I think there technically is a limit to how many times you can fail or how long you can take, but it's never been anything that I've had to deal with. And I've had times where I've like failed that many times. Tequila, aww. Alright, let's go to the first cache here. And there it is. I'm pretty sure these all spawn in exact locations, but I haven't done them enough to memorize exactly where they are. That's the first one. And the second one is over here. Is there a bike or car I can take? This road isn't really traveled that much, but a car can drive down the road, so. And really, I've just taken this so I don't have to run. Got the nice Cayo Perico trees made of cement. The thing I have noticed about the caches is that they never spawn, like, right next to a guard. And in the rare times they do, it's not really in a spot where the guards will see you naturally. So, like, I've seen it spawn underneath, like, a sniper tower, right? But the sniper doesn't look straight down, so... There it is. So I guess that's the one time is you gotta be a little careful if there's a sniper, but if you're right underneath him, then he won't see you. Ironically, I do want to get seen now because I don't want to walk back to the airport, but that's okay, a car's coming.
Boss don't like snoops.
Hey, getting smacked with a gun is a small price to pay for a free ride. And now we can go back. I technically didn't check El Rubio's office for paintings in case he has a double painting, but That's pretty rare. And I've got plenty of secondary loot anyway. Let's see if I can try showcasing the strategy again. Yesterday, we had some audio issues, so it didn't really work out, and I got the Slongberg sax set up anyway, so. But yeah, normally what I do for the first part of the setups is I do the weapon setups first now. And the reason I do that is because I can hop in my Sparrow, fly over to the Merryweather base, request my Kasatka, so it spawns here. And this way, if I get the Merryweather heist, I can destroy the chopper really quick to fail the mission super quickly. And just very quickly, like, rapid fire through the missions until I get a building set up. If I was on the beach or whatever, then it would take much longer for the missile to go over and destroy the helicopter. But since I'm right here, it's very fast. And if I do the weapon mission first, then I only need to move my sub once. So that's why I do the weapon setup now first instead of the approach vehicle. I know you can also just skip the suppressors, but I don't want to risk forgetting. And of course we get the Slongberg sax. Well, if I did get the Merryweather sub or the Merryweather HQ mission, I just hop in this missile seat here, fire it, and then the helicopter either spawns between these two windows, the next two windows in the middle, or the two mills on the far side there, and then you just shoot it. And then you'd fail the mission, you'd come over here and do it again and again until you got a building set up. The side effect to this is that I don't use my Oppressor Mark II here, because I move my sub immediately after this setup. And if I have my Oppressor Mark II on top of the sub when I move it, it'll just fall in the water and get destroyed. So I do this mission with the Sparrow still. You just gotta be very quick when you are leaving, because the helicopters spawn very quickly and you need to get going ASAP. If you have to stay and fight the helicopters, then you can shoot the guys out of the sides, and then it'll just be the pilots that are still alive, and the pilots don't have weapons to shoot at you with, so that's one way you can deal with them. I think we'll have to do that for this building because this rooftop has a weird landing spot for the Sparrow. Like, you can't really land it in an easy spot. I just try to land it on this little bridge thing here, because it won't fit really anywhere else. But yeah, just land it there. And then I like to do stone hatchet or a Molotov / incendiary rounds shootout, and then just watch everyone burn.
Okay, this shipment will be kept separate from the regular weapons. Look for a gun locker somewhere. It may be hidden.
I know there's a way to do this just like stealthily, but this way everyone burns. Yay, they're having fun. Look at all those screams of joy. And no, the fire doesn't come in here. I don't know if it's because of the door or because we're standing on rocks, like marble, or both. We're having fun. This guy doesn't get set on fire, so gotta help him out a little. The downside to this is you can catch on fire yourself when you're hacking.
If you cannot open it, try looking for their computer. Probably unlocks remotely.
Well, 80-41. Am I going to die or? Yep. Just the one downside to setting the building on fire. It's fine though, it goes away quickly. $43.40. There it is.
Did it work? Can you open the locker now?
Yeah.
In my experience, the kind of people who have cache of unmarked weapons will try very hard to kill you when you steal them. Move fast and watch out. You know, Capitan, in my youth, weapons on operations such as this.
And now we just need to kill the passengers.
Time for this reason. I learned my lesson. Nothing personal, nothing with receipts, nothing with history. Everything new, everything clean.
And there you go. Now the pilots are just looking at you angrily. And no one else will spawn in. Look at him flying around me, angrily looking at me. They want to kill me, but they can't. So yeah, once we get back, I'm going to move my sub over to the beach and drive it a little bit closer to shore so that I can save myself a bit of time. And chaff is the same button as entering the sub. At least on PS5 and Xbox. I don't know about PC.
So we are to do clandestine operation to steal exotic booze? My father would be so proud. You wish to set course, Captain?
Costs $2,000 to move your sub, but if you're doing KO Perico, you can probably afford it. Especially with the 100k setup fee now. Chances are very small that you only had like exactly 100,000 to pay for the setup. If you did, then I don't know, maybe do a contact mission or something if you want. Or just don't move your sub. Now here I just sort of drive towards that little part of the shore that sticks out a little bit. And that's sort of enough for me. I get it close enough so that it saves me time, but I don't have to spend a lot of time driving the sub. So I like to wait until this is like around 40-ish feet below or above the surface or whatever. 40 feet below the floor. It will sometimes put this helmet on you, just change outfits to get it off. And then move on like you normally would. I always do the long fin. And I take the Sparrow to the long fin, but then I get my oppressor on the way back. Because I do need to spawn in my Phantom Wedge first to get the long fin. And if you didn't know, buying the Phantom Wedge and storing it in your vehicle warehouse means you don't have to steal a truck when you get here. You used to be able to use the mobile operations center, but I think it's glitchy, or it was glitched. And now I think you just can't spawn in your mobile operations center. However, with the Phantom Wedge, you can just spawn it in via the managed vehicle section. Request it. I return my Sparrow while I'm waiting. And then while I'm getting in, I mark the spot where you need to drive to, which is always right here on the map. And that way you're all good to go. The question is, can I survive getting the long fin here with just half my health? Some police stations are easier to steal from than others. This is probably the easiest one. Oh, and yeah, if you have the Phantom Wedge to do this mission with, then you do it with the Phantom Wedge, so it's much more fun. And Pavel, as you just heard, also comments on how prepared you are. I'm not gonna lie, it is a bite. It costs like quite a bit to buy the Phantom Wedge and the vehicle warehouse to store it in. Especially if that's the only thing you're going to use it for. But it makes future runs of KO Perico so much easier. And it makes it so much easier to grind. That I'd say it's worth it. Like, every single time you do this setup mission, it saves you an entire trip across the map. Having to steal a truck, then drive it to the police station. Like, that saves an easy, like, what? 3-5 minutes each run. So over the course of time, if you really plan on grinding KO Perico, you'll quickly, rack up like an hour of time saved, you know? It's not like, oh, it saves you a few seconds here or there. It saves you minutes every single time. And time is valuable, so... Two things here. You can blow yourself up with a grenade when you're not right next to the Phantom Wedge. Or I just sort of like hide here if I get here and the cops aren't right next to me. It's a little faster if you blow yourself up, but sometimes you spawn behind like a fence and then you need to blow the fence up. depends on where you blow yourself up, I guess, but...
Contacted the docks who will get the boat ready and keep it until the big day.
And if you park exactly where I parked, it'll instantly get delivered.
I love clandestine operations.
Yeah. And since this is a special vehicle, I don't think it counts against the cooldown for requesting cars, so... return personal vehicle to storage. Return the Phantom Wedge. And since you need the terabyte to earn... Well, you don't need it, but if you want to upgrade the Mark II, then you need a terabyte. You can just request the Mark II directly from the terabyte menu. So even if you had been using a different car, you can just request the Mark II. And the Mark II isn't just great for running away and maneuverability and blowing NPCs up. But if it's your favorite, if the game thinks it's your favorite bike, then you also auto heal to full health when you're riding it. So that's why I'm getting on my health back. And since I spend so much time grinding Cayo Perico and other stuff, then this is easily the bike quote-unquote bike I spend the most time on. Only other bike I really use is the Hakucho Drag, and that's just for the weekly missions, the weekly time trials. Park it right there, make sure it's not sliding off that quickly, because it can slide off into the water and get destroyed. And in that case, it's annoying because you have to go back to the Sparrow for a bit. You can't just request it in instantly. So the goal isn't to make sure that it stops completely, because it's very hard to make it stop just immediately on top of the sub. If you stand here like closely, you'll notice like even now it's just slowly moving. And if I left it long enough, it will fall off the sub eventually, but it just needs to stay still long enough for me to go in and get the next mission. So if it's just moving very, very slowly, then it's fine. But if it's like moving pretty quickly and obviously going to fall off soon, then you need to hop back on it and adjust it a bit. So yeah, it's a little annoying, but once you get used to parking it in a specific way, then it becomes second nature eventually. Especially if you want to get good at grinding Cayo Perico. The only reason I don't do things more efficiently is because I like to have a little bit of fun. And, you know, little things here and there do make grinding Cayo Perico a bit more fun. Like using the homing missiles from the sub. Yep. I'm guessing we're going to Rockford.
Just what I needed. This will only take a moment. Got them. Sending you coordinates now.
Yep, I was right. Rockford Hills. That's the other thing. Each safe house goes to the same place. So once you do this long enough, you can guess which store you're going to based on the safe house you go to. And I'm pretty sure you have to go to the safe house even if you already know where they are, so. Let's see. If you're careful, you can just run over everything here. And yeah, you can see that the plasma cutter is rocket proof, explosion proof, and you can just run over it in the Mark II. So if you needed any more of a reason to get the Mark II to grind with, then there's another one. But yeah, it makes that mission much easier. If you use the Sparrow, it's much more annoying because those guys keep spawning. And eventually you have to just try to take off while they're shooting at you and hope you don't die. Yeah. I always do a little check here and see it's moving a little, but not too much. It won't fall off before I get back out, so. You just gotta remember, it's still moving when you are inside the sub.
Welcome back.
Just needs to be slow enough so that you can start the next mission.
Yes, we are ready to plan at your command. Goodbye.
So, the drainage tunnel. We need special
Oh yeah, the other thing I'm doing when I'm flying my Mark II is I'm holding right bumper to like close in the little fin. Normally this makes you go down super low, but if you pull back up on the stick, you still keep going fast. And if you go up and down, I think you go faster. So there's a way of like flying the Mark II in a way that makes it's faster to fly. So that's why I'm flying in that specific way when I use my Mark II. It's a bit faster than just flying it normally. Now we just need to find which toolbox has the cutter in it. Or the torch, I guess. I like to do this in first person because it's much easier to see what's inside. At least in my opinion. And as long as you don't stay in a cone of vision for too long and you don't bump into anyone, you're fine. Which, again, is much easier in first person since you have much more fine control over your character in first person. And voila, since we put on the hard hat and then walked around and picked up the torch, we didn't trigger anyone, and so no one's coming to kill us. You'll also memorize where the hard hats spawn if you do it long enough. And if you don't know where they spawn, then you can look up videos on YouTube that'll show like every construction site and where they spawn. And again, once you know, it's pretty easy to remember. They're all in pretty distinct locations, and when you get close, it puts it on your map. And now the last one to do is the fingerprint cloner. If you haven't noticed already, I also like to do these missions in order of most annoying potentially, or potentially the most annoying to the least potentially annoying. Minus the weapon setup because of the strategy I showed with dealing with the Merryweather HQ mission. But other than that, and I guess the setup mission, I tend to do them in a certain order. Here, I think it's slightly faster to turn off the lights. The fuse box is always like very close to the door on the same building that it is, that the garage door is on. And for these guys, I just sort of walk in with a grenade pulled. And then there you go, they all die. To me, that's a lot more fun and a lot less annoying than having to come in and deal with the shotgun guy that stands like right around the corner here.
Find the
and has a chance of like just killing you instantly.
This man's security is in serious need.
So is it the fastest way to do that? Not really. Probably not. Is it the funnest way to do it? Probably.
Good job. We have the location of the archive. Now let's...
And it saves you a bit of hassle. If one of them survives that grenade, it's usually the guy in the far back, and he's pretty easy to kill. It's the guy, again, that's hiding around the corner with the shotgun, with the auto shotgun. That's very annoying. But you can run into that first warehouse and get detected. It only determines whether or not the guys inside see you or not. This second one, though, you're going to want to destroy the cameras, because this is the one that going into the actual archive and getting spotted will get people sent after you when you're going back to your sub. So just to save yourself a little bit of hassle, just destroy the cameras real quick. It doesn't really matter, but it doesn't make the heist harder or anything. Especially if you got a Mark II, you can probably get away or kill the enemies easily, but I just destroy the cameras. Little less hassle. And yeah, it's very easy to get back to the sub without anyone spawning. So yeah, there you go. We got about 15 minutes left. That is very accurate on my part. I'm very good at predicting how long these heists take. Mostly because I know how long it takes me to do the setups for KO Perico, and I know how long it takes for me to do the contract, so yeah, ironically we're going to have just enough time to like do the elite challenge.
In our line of work, it pays to look ahead, Captain, to think of how we cover our tracks.
15 minutes is the limit for how long you can take and still get the elite challenge on KO Perico. And then for this last time, after you do all the setups, I just return my Mark II to storage. It'll look like it falls through the sub and into the water, but it's fine. I just return it there because I'm not going to need it anymore, so there's no reason to just leave it on top of the sub and risk it getting destroyed. So finale. Doing it by ourselves, obviously, for the best payout. Go through and select everything. I spawn at the main dock. Escape point doesn't matter, but I always select main dock for whatever reason. And you can pick whatever clothes you like. These are the ones I go to. They're the fastest one to get to that I personally like the loadout of. So yeah. Since all our secondary loot was in one warehouse, we're just going to go to that one. I don't know why he thinks Charlie, even though we're coming in by ourselves. But it's fine. It doesn't change anything about how the heist functions. It's just a weird little thing. So we're going to park over here. Try to make it as stable as possible so it doesn't float back a million miles. If we had to go to this second warehouse over here, we'd need to destroy or turn off the power to destroy the security cameras and kill a guard or two, but we could skip a lot of that by just going to this one warehouse since it has all the loot we need. Is it the best loot? Probably not. But as long as you have enough loot to get the elite challenge, that's what really matters. In fact, we might not even need to go up to the second floor here. We might have enough space for just the Coca-Cola and the grass pile. I might be... We'll see. I'm not entirely sure if this will fill it up. I do know that the Coca-Cola pile is a little deceptive. It looks like it takes up less than half the bag, but I'm pretty sure it takes up more than that. In which case we will need to go... Yeah, we do need to go up top. That's fine. Just hop in a forklift. Lift up this crate. We're going to ignore Pavel's advice on not filling up our bag, because he's just literally trying to get us less money. Hop up here. Hop up here. Hop over the fence. And then you can get into whatever's in here. This is always why you never really need the charges, the explosive charges either. You only really need those if you're doing a loud, non-stealth based approach. But since the fastest and safest way is always to do stealth, we never get it. I like to hop through there just because it's a little faster. You can run straight across here, and then terrain's a little rougher, so I jump a little bit. Now, even I don't always get the boat right, so sometimes it might be further out in the water. It's especially harder if there's a storm. But it didn't storm today, and I did a good job parking, so it stayed right here. And before you ask, the boats don't spawn unless you have an option in which you bring a boat. So you can't bring in an airplane and then steal one of the guards' boats. You need to bring in a boat, and only then will these guys spawn in. Because if they always spawned in, then it would be very easy to just land a plane, or come in through a different way and then just take a boat, regardless of how you set up the mission. Oh, I forgot about the guard uniform. You could have gone in through a different way. Oh well. We're already at the sewage gate, so we'll just do that. Unlock my rebreather. You technically don't need a rebreather. You can't really die when you're cutting the grate here. But once you stop, you'll need to immediately go back to the surface or go straight through, because you will be out of oxygen if you don't put on a mask. If you do put on a mask, though, you don't need to worry about anything. But especially if you're a lower level and your lung capacity is not the best it could be, then it's safer to just wear a mask. And it's not like it costs you money, so. But you can still go through this whole thing without a mask if you really want. You'll just lose a bunch of health. But if you do it stealthily, then it won't matter if you lose health. It doesn't matter for the Elite Challenge, and if you don't alert the guards, then it won't matter for any sort of combat reason. We're gonna go this exact route here. It's a little harder to go this route with multiple people, but it's still doable. Just make sure everyone keeps an eye on their minimap. Wait until that guard turns around. And now I'm just looking at the minimap. I like to silently kill this guy because he can hold the key. He did not have it this time, but there's always a chance he has it. And I could shoot these guys, but sometimes if you get the timing slightly off, it can alert other people, but I don't think silent takedowns alert anyone, so that's why I do silent takedowns. And this guy had the key this time. So if we didn't find the key, we would need to use that keypad and match a lot more fingerprints. We're still going to check the safe regardless, because it's free money. But since we have the key, we can go back around. And I'm crouching right now just so I level up my sneak, but you don't need the crouch here. You can just do whatever. You can run. All these guys are deaf. Except for bullets. They have selective hearing for bullet impact, but other than that, they're completely deaf. So we go through this gate and use this keypad, which will only have 1 or 2 fingerprints, instead of like the 4 or 5 the other one has. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're done. Yeah, you just count from the top to figure out which areas of the fingerprint go where, and you're basically all set. For the cutting torch, you just hold it down until the heat turns red, and then let it cool down. And then 3 or 4 times of doing that, and then the glass will open. And now to escape, we will go out the opposite way. Out this gate, which we need to unlock. And on the mini-map here, I'll put it into full screen here so that people on mobile can see. We're waiting for this guy to turn away. And we also need this juggernaut to turn around. Like, he'll come out here and then turn around, and that's when we move. You might be able to walk out sooner if you're feeling a bit risky, but yeah, it's not that long. And he has now turned around. So we just walk around and out the door. If you didn't have the keys, it's basically the same route, but you just jump off the balcony once the guard turns around. And again, they won't hear you fall down. They only hear bullets, apparently. So they won't hear your body flopping and splat on the floor. They're deaf to that. That's an everyday occurrence at Cayo Perico, so they won't mind it. After we get out, we just kill this guy, and we drive off the end of the map here. Following this route. You can jump off of any side, really, and just swim away, but if you follow this route here and go past this palm tree, and then jump off the edge, fastest way is to swim out towards these 3 mines. And once you get towards the back mine, it'll end the mission. And I think it's the closest point you can physically swim to that'll end the mission. And it ends when the helicopter disappears off the minimap, so we're good. We just need to wait for the end screen now. And there we go. We got the Elite Challenge. Basically free money if you know what you're doing. So if you can get that route down, or get a route down that you know that you can complete, then it's super easy. if we had to go to a second warehouse or something, it would have taken us longer, but we should have been able to finish it well within 15 minutes. It might be like 13 or 14, so it would be cutting it a little close, but depending on how you do that, or if you know some other strats that I didn't show off, you can do it faster. This is by no means the fastest way to do it. This is just how I always do it, because this is the way I'm most comfortable with. And I can always do this consistently. But the main target never takes that long to get if you know how to go through the compound. And $1,000,000. Not bad. So I think to end off the stream here, we're going to just finish off my... Oh, you know what? We do need to spin the wheel, I think. So let's renovate my penthouse, which will probably be the last time I really renovate this for a while, because I don't care about the garage. But I would like everything else, so... 2.3 mil, we have 2.6 mil, so we still have more room. We still have money left over to start up the next Cayo Perico. And we will end off by spinning the wheel and looking at our fully upgraded penthouse. Yeah! So yeah, I still am going to be grinding this a bit off stream. I'll probably stream this more later because there's still a lot of stuff I want to get. There's still a lot of stuff I need to purchase on the PS5 version, but it's good. It's good. I've gotten most of the stuff I've wanted so far. So once we get... let's talk to this trader here. Just to sell some products. There we go.
See you.
I always kick in by accident. But yeah, I think definitely as GTA 6 gets closer, we're definitely going to be playing GTA Online more. You know, playing it while we still can, while it's still top dog, you know? And hey, you know, even after GTA 6 Online launches, it might not even launch with much content or as much stuff to do as GTA 5, so who knows? There might still be a bunch of people playing this after GTA 6. Probably not like when it first comes out and people are doing the story mode, but long term, I mean. We'll see. We'll see what GTA 6 Online's like. I wouldn't be surprised if it's similar to this, and I also wouldn't be surprised if it's very different, so we'll just have to wait and see. Oh yeah, it's the same. I'm automatically walking away because I canceled. Yeah, that's a cool car to win, so I wouldn't mind winning that. Yeah, 25,000 chips, I'll take it. We get our visitor bonus too. And now we have officially gotten the fully customized penthouse, except for the garage, which I don't really need or care about. And if I do want to add it at some point, it's like $1 million, so that's one Cayo Perico. But as far as the penthouse itself is concerned, I do have to put decorations in here at some point. But I've unlocked all the rooms. I just need to put some furniture and statues and stuff in here. But that can come later on. I have the custom dealer here, which I'm going to save on blackjack because I like blackjack more than poker. We got our bartender, arcade, salon. We got everything we need in the penthouse. So yeah, I think that's a good place to end off the stream for today. We came in here with a goal. We came into GTA Online with a goal in mind to max out our penthouse, and we did it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. I got to keep my Sunday streams to 2 hours, as anyone who regularly watches me knows. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching over on Twitch, hit that follow button if you haven't already. And you can also get notified of when I go live by joining the Discord and joining the Steam group to get notified. So there you go. There's that too. So that's it for today. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.